Hello everyone, this is Shadi Reyes from Long Beach, SCAI 2024. I'm really privileged to be with Dr. Lansky, who is the Editor-in-Chief of JSCAI. Dr. Lansky, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so JSCAI has been on a great trajectory, a lot of submission, a lot of science being presented. So tell us about the journey since it was launched till we are now.
Well, we're 2.5 years into the journal, and I can tell you that it keeps climbing. We are, when the initial decision was made, there were projections that were made in terms of how many submissions, how many acceptances. We consistently exceed those. Mm-hmm. So we're at about 200% of what the anticipated submissions would be, which is phenomenal. And our acceptance rate is about 60%. So again, we're well over what had been projected, which. Nice. I think everybody's very, very happy about that. I was just going to say, I think one of the things that I'm very pleased about is seeing the submissions and where the submissions are coming from. We're seeing, year one, it was about 1 in 5 papers were coming from outside of the U.S. Mm-hmm. Year two, it's 1 in 3 papers are coming from outside of the United States. So. That tells me that
we're aware of the journal, expanding.
Exactly. I think people are reading it and they're interested and they like the content and they think it's a valuable.
I think
place.
Also a reflection of, which is I can talk about my personal experience, reflection of the reviewer time.
Yeah. Right. I can tell you a little bit about sort of our secret sauce and how we do that.
If you don't mind from the camera.
No, it's, so we have, I'm going to give the credit to our fellows. So we very early on decided to have sort of an editorial fellowship. I didn't really know what that was going to look like, but I thought it was a great idea and that, there might be interest out there. And we put out a call for applications, got an overwhelming response. So we have 9 fellows. When we say fellows, they're all early career, interventional cardiologists, and they represent sort of the whole spectrum. So we have congenital, we have, coronary, etc. And they help us with our reviews. And these folks give reviews. So anybody who submitted a paper and got a review back from us, there's these very in-depth, detailed, very well thought out reviews. And they're on, we get on calls every week.
So you're coaching them too, and
we coach them, and honestly, they do a fantastic job, and they do it very quickly. So that's kind of part of the secret thing.
I feel like as a submitter or as an author, this is always the Achilles heel is, okay, I'm going to submit to the journal, I'm going to get it really quickly. Yeah. Even yes or no. Or revision,
right, exactly.
but I just want to know. I want to move on with my submission. But that's a great thing.
From a personal perspective, there are some journals out there that I've submitted to take 2 months, 3 months, and I just don't want to. I don't want to submit there anymore.
You lose interest. Yeah.
It is. It's an issue. Yeah.
Now, one of the things also I noticed coming out is the special edition or statements coming from JSCAI,
right?
Which is a representation of the society. So tell us a little bit about it.
Well, so far we've since launch we've published 15 SCAI statements, position statements, consensus documents, etc. So JSCAI is the home for all the SCAI documents. I think it speaks, I can't take credit for that. That really speaks to the productivity of the society and the publication office. And those are the most cited, the most requested documents. They're all very topical. There's calcium modification. There's the use of IVUS in PAD. It goes on. The shock document.
Severely calcified lesion, axillary access. Yeah, as you said, I think as a practitioner, this is what people are looking for.
People love those, and again, those are the most cited views. And we do conversations on these, so we identify a group of folks to discuss, and I think those are very helpful as well because it's like giving the different perspectives and highlighting the content, and I think those are
So it's a great
phenomenal.
success. Trajectory is phenomenal. International presence, position statements. What's next?
So, I'm always trying to find different things. It's like I'm not going to stay put. So I'll tell you different things that we're going to do. Number one, we're going to do a podcast because I think it's so easy to just, it's just sound, right? Voice. We don't need the video as we're doing here. But because why do I want to do that? Because when I'm driving from my home to work and I've got a 45-minute drive, I'd love to be able to listen to these, right? So I think that's going to be helpful. And we can expand on the conversations. The other thing that I really value is kind of bringing these early career authors to light and give them a chance to talk about their science and what they're doing. So I think that's going to be good, and we can do some simple interviews. I haven't really kind of decided on the formula, but that will come to me as we go.
And it's very important as an author, as you said, they publish.
Yep.
And definitely it's important people will download, but definitely will give it an extra push by doing the podcast.
Well, right, and you don't want to be, you don't want to be in a situation, you do all this work, you do a publication, you put your science in there, and then it goes, right? Yeah. And you're never presenting it, So I think that's very valuable, and I think it's also very important. So that's one thing we're going to do. I am struck and frustrated, like everybody else, on the underperformance of invasive imaging amongst our practitioners, 20% less. And I think it's really important to have a series on invasive imaging and physiology. Yeah. So that's going to get kicked off. I've identified our editors. So it's going to be Danielle Chamier, Ziad Ali, and I won't mention the other one because she has not responded yet. So I'll send the invitation.
You're narrowing the pool very well.
I'm kind of honing in, but they're tremendous people, and I think this is going to be a fabulous series. And again, it's going to be very practical, and I'm hoping to actually have a webinar linked with that, so monthly or every 2 months, where we can do a webinar and
and that's
go over
very
cases.
Important because you want to break that barrier for people. I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't want to do it. Well, here you go. We're going to give you a hands-on, lively activity. So hopefully you see what you know and then act on it, and that's will make acquisition of this technology better.
Yeah, that's
20% is embarrassing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we're doing that, and then the other thing that's going to come out. So we have filmed it, and it's going to be a whole series, and it's called Pioneers in Interventional Cardiology.
Nice.
And again, I'm not going to take the credit for this. This came out of the President's Council. And what it is essentially a series identifying different themes, historical themes, and bringing that to life.
Nice,
so we've done the very first one, we filmed it. It's the Grunzig days with Spencer King, Skip Anderson, etc.
And we see those at the society, and I feel it's a great presentation, but we miss it. Thousands of people miss it.
Yes.
Thanks for doing this.
Yes, and it's not it's not data. So this is going to be just conversations, anecdotes, fun little tidbits of what happened, back in the early days.
The struggles they went through and
and all the challenges. So I think that's
amazing.
Those are great. I mean, the very first one is absolutely fabulous. And with that, one of our editorial fellows is writing an editorial, just kind of a synopsis of the history, putting it in perspective, etc. So those are going to be fun. So those are some of the things, and I'll mention we have another special issue coming out that's going to be focused on artificial intelligence. So I'm learning more about artificial intelligence.
I'm sure there's a call out for it. Yeah.
There's a call for papers. The whole deep learning and how that's going to impact our field is right here in front of us. I mean, it's really going to have a big impact. So I think it's an important topic to cover and make everybody
There's
aware.
One more question. I don't know if you have the answer for it, but I get this question a lot. When is the journal going to be PubMed indexed?
So, I was very much hoping that it would be here and I'd be able to, announce that.
It's tough, as I'm saying.
It's an interesting process. It's a black box, honestly, and I think that I'm not a patient person, but I'm learning to be patient on that one, and I don't have an option.
Yeah,
it's coming. It's going to come this year. When exactly, I don't know. But I can tell everybody that once it comes, we will let the world know that it's here.
And everything would be retrospectively showing up.
Exactly. Yeah. Everything's going to be retrospective. So it's nothing's lost.
I know. Yeah. I understand. That's why I asked you. Yeah. Last question. Fun fact about Dr. Lansky.
Fun fact about me. Well, what can I tell you? I guess I'm just hobbies. I'm a very outdoors person. I like hiking.
Nice.
I like skiing. I love spending time with my kids and my family. And I think that's maybe not a fun fact, but just a little bit about me.
Well, we have to know. You're a busy cardiologist, so we know your time is limited, but finding time for that is important. Dr. Lansky, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
A lot of exciting stuff about JSCAI 2024 and 2025. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching us. This is Shad Reyes from SCAI 2024 in Long Beach. Dr. Lansky, thank you so much.
Thank you. That was nice.